Well, hello there. Good afternoon. It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Giants video. As always, appreciate you clicking on the video. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up because it does help out the channel. Huge. YouTube likes when you hit the thumbs up, so hit the thumbs up. Subscribe, ring the bell. Obviously, the New York Giants got a lot of stuff going on here in the offseason. It's going to be a very busy offseason, has already started to be very intriguing in the offseason. Of course, playoff football has started. Texans moving on, Chiefs moving on. The Bills were delayed. We just had a snow squall come through here. It's kind of stopped now, so I guess that's what's been going on in Buffalo for hours and hours over there. We're just kind of ripped through here. Wind was blowing, whiteouts, can't see anything. Packers and Cowboys today. We're obviously rooting for the Packers. Go Jordan Love, go Pack, go, all that good stuff. And then, of course, Eagles play tomorrow against the Bucs. And, of course, we're rooting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Of course we are. So hit the thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. I'll be live for the Clippers tonight. Yes, bonus basketball on the channel tonight. Clippers, Timberwolves. I like to kind of think outside the box. Everybody's going to be doing the Cowboys game. I'm going to watch it, but I'm not going to stream it. Anyway, I digress. Joe Schoen and the New York Giants. You know, I'm on Twitter a lot now. You can follow me on Twitter. I Mr. Baddog7676. Links in the description below. Follow me on Twitter. Almost at 9,000 followers. I think I'm like 40 away. So if you could follow me on Twitter, that'd be freaking awesome. But I'm on there quite frequently. I like to read all the comments from the Giants fans. And obviously the Daniel Jones thing is it's a constant battle. Listen, man, I made a Jonestown video at the beginning of 2022. And, you know, I did it for a reason. These people that just blindly defend the guy. I understand defending him. I understand the Giants have messed him up. I get this. I don't argue that point. I actually made a video. You can look at my channel. I have a video titled "The Giants Ruined Daniel Jones." Okay? So I understand. I think Jones is talented. I've never said otherwise. Physically, I do believe he can do it. Physically, I do believe that he is talented enough to play in the NFL. Unfortunately, I think that everything needs to be perfect around him or very good around him for him to succeed. And the Giants certainly do not have that. They have not given him that. So the marriage is bad. It's just a bad marriage between these two teams. Everybody keeps saying, fix the offensive line. Well, the Giants have tried, and it ain't working. And how long is it going to take to fix it? Get him a number one receiver. The Giants can't do all this at one time. Okay? If you're going to rebuild, you have to reset. It's just the way it is. And people could say, oh, you bring in a rookie quarterback, he's going to fail. He may not. Everybody's talking about C.J. Stroud, right? And why not? C.J. Stroud, what a year he's had. And he trapped me because I don't want to say I'm a logo scout, but I guess I kind of am in college. There's some colleges I just don't like quarterbacks from. Ohio State's one of those colleges. I've always said you're never going to get a quarterback out of Ohio State. Well, Stroud has made me look like a clown on that front. Good for him. I like watching C.J. Stroud play. Florida was another one. USC's one. I just don't like quarterbacks out of Florida, USC, Ohio State. That's just kind of where I've been. And definitely not the ACC. Although Drake Maye may be a Giant. We'll get into that in a second. But, yeah, so C.J. Stroud's been unbelievable. And, of course, you know, I'm on Twitter, and everyone's like, oh, the offensive line's great. Man, the Texans were ranked 18th on their offensive line. It's not like they're a great O-line. And last year, they were a terrible offensive line. And they were 3-13-1. There's a reason they were picking second in the draft. They go from a 3-win team to a team making, you know, at least the AFC divisional round. We don't know what's going to happen going forward. But Stroud has been amazing. He's had an amazing rookie season. And it just goes to show you that a quarterback can make a difference. Now, everybody's like, well, the Giants, you know, they're going to take a quarterback and it ain't going to matter because it's going to come in here and suck at it. You don't know. But nobody's saying the Giants are just a quarterback away from making a Super Bowl. Nobody that wants a quarterback is sitting there going, well, you know, the Giants, you know, Georgia's quarterback away. Nobody's saying that. The Giants have a lot of work to do. That brings me to the point of this video. Joe Schoen has a major decision to make here. Okay. 2 and 3 in this draft, the Commanders and the Patriots. I don't think they're moving. They're definitely not the Commanders. They will never trade with the Giants. We know that. They're division rivals. It's not going to happen. The Bears are very intriguing because Justin Fields is on a rookie deal. They can pick up the 50-year option. He does not cost a lot against cap. Fields has shown flashes of being a good quarterback and shown flashes of not. He's kind of like Daniel Jones, right? Daniel Jones has shown these flashes of being a franchise type quarterback, and then he's shown these other flashes of being he should be a backup. It's kind of where Fields is. The difference is Jones is getting paid a lot of money and Fields isn't. And the Bears, maybe they would trade back. Maybe they would stick with Fields for the next couple of years because it doesn't hurt their cap. And they could stick with him next year, and they could trade with the Giants and get a lot of future draft capital like they did with the Panthers. And then if Justin Fields doesn't work out and they have a terrible year, well, then they have capital to go out and get the quarterback of next year. You know, if they want a quarterback next year, they can do it. Now, if they want a Caleb Williams or a Drake Maye, they're obviously not moving off the pick. But I do think that the Bears are a team that Joe Schoen can look at and say, hey, I want to move up and get my guy. Now, I don't know which guy Joe Schoen wants. I don't know if the Bears are going to trade back. I don't know if the Giants are going to trade up. I don't know what the hell the Giants are going to do. But when you look at what Stroud's done with the Texans, it goes to show you that sometimes new blood, new skill set under a guy like Coach Dable, a guy, you know, Joe Schoen's they're not attached to Daniel Jones. They didn't draft Daniel Jones. Okay, GM is going to want his quarterback. If Joe Schoen drafts a quarterback, he obviously extends his job security because his clock really won't start until that quarterback plays. Daniel Jones will be back here next year regardless because of his dead cap, which is $69 million. The Giants are not moving that. He will start. So when these guys come out and go, oh, Daniel Jones is starting. No kidding. I mean, this is not breaking news. Anybody that looks at the contract knows Jones is here in 2024. If the Giants draft the quarterback, base case scenario, Daniel Jones balls out, plays well, Giants have the future quarterback. They build around that quarterback, and they can trade Daniel Jones. That is the best case scenario if they take a quarterback in this draft class, okay? So it really depends on what Joe Schoen and Brian Dable want to do. And it depends on if they have a trade partner. Everybody's like, trade up. I mean, it's easier said than done. You got to find a partner. You got to find a team that's willing to trade back. It doesn't always work. It doesn't always work out that way. You can offer a team something they may say, I don't want it, whatever. I don't know what it takes to move up from number 6 to number 1. I have no idea. My thought was it would cost you number 6 this year, probably number 39 this year, a first next year, a third next year, and maybe a guy like Darius Slayton. You know, maybe not Darius Slayton, but you throw in a player. So the first and second this year, your first 2 picks this year, your first pick next year, the 3rd round draft pick, and a player, not Dexter Lawrence. I saw somebody put that on Twitter. You're not getting rid of Dexter Lawrence. But maybe they do something like that. And the Bears say, okay, we're gonna try it out with Justin Fields for one more year. He doesn't hurt against our cap. And if it's bad next year, listen, we got a ton of draft capital where we can do whatever we want. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. These are just, obviously, there's going to be a lot of mock drafts. There's going to be a lot of hubbub. There's going to be a lot of rumors. There's going to be a lot of this stuff going on in the offseason, which is why you want to subscribe to their channel, because there's going to be a lot of fun. When the offseason is exciting, it sucks because it means the regular season wasn't, right? We've had a lot of exciting off seasons with the Giants, or maybe not exciting, but interesting, active off seasons, I should say. And it's been too many. But this offseason, I think, is extremely important for this regime. And without question, Brian Dable, Joe Schoen, it is incredibly important. This is a pivot year for the Giants. As I've mentioned a number of times, the Gettleman guys come off the books. The Giants are going to have about $30 million in cap space, before they maneuver contracts and do what they do and sign guys and everything else. So this is the first time Joe Schoen's really had some kind of cap flexibility, getting the guys out of here that he did not draft. And it's pretty much going to be his team at this point. The issue Joe Schoen faces if he sticks with Daniel Jones and these quarterbacks come out and ball out, and Daniel Jones gets hurt again, Joe Schoen could lose his job. I mean, that's what he's looking at. I've said this before. Lack of production aside with Daniel Jones, the injury problem, that's a problem. Like, that is a major concern. The man has had 2 neck injuries, now a torn ACL. This isn't a hamstring pull. This isn't Kadarius Toney with these, oh, my hamstring hurts. Oh, I have a heavy flow day. My maxi pad is full. Whatever it is. This isn't Kadarius Toney. These are serious injuries that Daniel Jones is dealing with. Then our offensive line is no good, and we know that. So takes one hit and he's down again. So anyway, I don't know. I'm just, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I'm not troubleshooting. I'm just throwing these things out. We're throwing something at the wall and see if it sticks. But it will be very interesting because I do think that the Giants can make this move. I do think Joe Schoen will call. Doesn't mean it's going to work. But I do think that these guys are going to explore every avenue of what they want to do. If they don't get a quarterback this year, well, they don't get a quarterback this year. But I don't think that you can wait for a quarterback if you like one. If Chris always says, if he's good enough to take in the second round, at the end of the first round, he's good enough to take at 6. This is just the way it goes. And if it works, great. And if it don't, it don't. That's the GM's job. We can sit here and talk about all these scenarios and what the Giants do. We can all have our opinion. But at the end of the day, our opinion means nothing. We don't control what Joe Schoen does. Joe Schoen and those guys have the positions they have for a reason. We have the positions we have for a reason. We're just fans. We're not experts. We're not film analysts, as much as some people on here want to think they are. If you were that good at it, you'd be in some sort of professional aspect of college football, NFL, whatever. You'd be somewhere. You wouldn't just be on social media like I am. I don't pretend to act like I know any of this stuff. I just give you my opinion. I am no expert. I'm no analyst. I'm just an idiot with a camera. That's it. But this idiot thinks that the Giants really do need to address that quarterback situation just because the Giants have got to do a complete 180. What has happened here the last 5 years has not been good outside of 2022, where I think the Giants overachieved and won a lot of close games against a lot of bad teams, and they were able to give us some kind of joy. And that includes Saquon Barkley, which we'll talk about in another video because I don't want to go too long here. It's been 12 minutes. I want to get out of here because I don't want to take up all your day. But again, you let me know what you think. Joe Schoen and the New York Giants, I think, have an opportunity to trade up to number 1 and get the quarterback that they want. And if you have to give up some, future assets, you have to do it. You have to make your move. You have to be bold. You have to be aggressive. People can say, I don't want to give up future draft capital. Why not? You don't know what future draft. You don't know where the hell we're picking next year. The Giants, out of nowhere in 2022, going into this year, are picking 25th. What did that happen next year? You gave up. So you would have given up the 6th and the 25th overall pick to get your quarterback. I mean, just look at the Texans, right? The Texans are going to pick wherever they're going to pick. It's going to be in the 20s. And they didn't have to trade for CJ Stroud, but you get my drift. The Bears aren't guaranteed. Whoever trades with the Bears aren't guaranteed a top 5 pick next year. You don't know. So if you really like a guy, you really want a quarterback, you have to do every single thing that you can to get your quarterback, to get your player. I think Joe Schoen's going to do it. We saw them do it in Buffalo with Josh Allen. Don't be surprised if it happens here. Don't be surprised if it doesn't. It's a long offseason. We still got 3 months before the draft. But there's going to be a lot of things that go on in between now and then. And I'll be here to talk about all of it. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Go Pack, go! It's Maye Diggy Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.